Tom stood alone on the edge of the rocky cliff, looking at the red sky. The wind on Mars was soft today, but the silence still felt heavy. He had lived on this mining station for almost 3 years. No friends, no visitors. Just him, the machines, and the daily work of digging into the red dust. Suddenly, something broke the silence. A loud boom shook the ground beneath his feet. Looked up just in time to see a burning object shooting through the sky, heading straight for the nearby canyon. It hit the ground with a deep crash. Fire and smoke rose from the rocks. Tom blinked. "What was that?" he whispered. He ran back into the station, grabbed his suit and helmet, and jumped into the small rover. He wasn't supposed to go outside during non-work hours. He wasn't supposed to investigate strange things either, but he couldn't help it. Something inside him said this was important. The drive took 10 minutes. As he reached the crash site, his eyes went wide. A sleek silver ship, shaped like a bird, was half buried in the red dirt. Parts of it were broken. Sparks flew from the side. The back door was open slightly. Smoke rose from within. This was not a human ship. It was alien. Tom slowly walked closer. "Hello?" he called out, not sure what else to say. No answer. He stepped inside the ship. The air inside was thick with smoke, but the lights were still on. Strange symbols glowed along the walls. In the corner of the ship, he saw a figure lying on the ground. A woman, but not human. Her skin was silver blue, her hair dark and tied back. She wore a suit of metal armor, though it was cracked and burnt in many places. One side of her helmet was broken. Gluttif. That blue liquid was blood dripped from her arm. She was breathing, but barely. Tom knelt beside her. "Hey, can you hear me?" She didn't respond. He checked her pulse. Still alive. He looked around the ship. It was getting hotter. Something was going to explode. Without thinking, Tom picked her up in his arms. She was heavy because of the armor, but he managed. He ran back to the rover and placed her gently inside. As he drove back to the station, the ship behind them burst into flames. As the sky lit up, Tom didn't look back. Inside the station, Tom placed the alien woman on the table in the workshop, carefully removed parts of her armor to check her wounds. Her shoulder was badly hurt. Her leg, too. Cleaned the cuts and wrapped them the best he could. Then he looked at the armor. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. Parts of it were still glowing. There were wires and circuits inside the plates. The chest piece had a core that looked like it had once held great power. But now it was cracked. Tom sat down beside her, staring. Who was she? Where did she come from? Why was she alone? He didn't know the answers. But he knew one thing. She needed help and her armor. Maybe it was the only thing that could keep her alive. He stood up, rolled up his sleeves, got to work. It was hours before she woke up. Her eyes opened slowly. They were sharp and bright like silver glass. She looked around, confused. Then she tried to sit up. Tom stepped forward quickly. "Don't move. You're hurt." She stared at him. Her hand reached for her belt, maybe looking for a weapon. She stopped when she realized she was no longer in her ship. "Who are you?" she asked in a voice that was soft but serious. "I'm Tom," he said. "I found your ship. You crashed. I brought you here." She looked at her armor, now opened, and lying on the table. "You touched it." "I had to. You were bleeding. Your ship was on fire." She sat up more, her expression cold. "You should not have helped me." Tom blinked. "Why, you are human," she said, like the word was strange, "and I am not." Tom didn't answer for a moment. Then he smiled slightly. "So what? You were dying?" She studied his face. Then, slowly, she looked at the tools on the table. "You tried to repair the armor?" "I started, yes, but it's very advanced. I've never seen tech like this before." She stood up fully now, though she limped a little. Her back was straight like a soldier's. "My name is Zara," she said. "I am a warrior of the Terran, Star Guard." Tom nodded. "Nice to meet you, Zara. Do you want help fixing the armor? Or would you rather do it alone?" Zara looked at the armor. She touched the chest piece, then tried to reattach a wire. It sparked and hissed. She winced. Tom stepped forward again. Let me try. I'm good with machines. She stared at him for a long time. Then she gave a small nod. That night, Tom worked with more care than he ever had. He cleaned the armor plates, scanned them, and connected his tools. He didn't understand all the alien symbols, but he could. See what was broken? He replaced one of the damaged power links with a human-made coil. It wasn't perfect, but it held the charge. Zara watched him. At first, she was silent. Then she started asking questions. Why are you alone here? Mining job, pays well. Quiet place. Don't you get bored all the time? Shh. Didn't laugh, but she didn't frown either. As the night passed, something changed in the air between them. The alien warrior was no longer just a stranger. And Tom, the lonely engineer, was no longer just a human. Two different worlds had crashed into each other, and the story had just begun. The next morning, Tom was already awake. He stood at his workbench, fixing a broken piece from Zara's armor. His eyes were focused, hands steady. Alien metal was different from anything he had ever worked with. Stronger, smarter, it almost felt alive behind him. Zara stood watching. She had been silent for a while, leaning against the wall, arms crossed. Her wounds were wrapped, but she still moved carefully. Her silver-blue skin caught the soft light of the workshop. Her eyes were sharp, always scanning, always thinking. You do not understand our tech, she finally said. Tom didn't look back. Not fully, but I'm learning. Zara walked closer. It takes years to train with Terran battle gear. We learn it in the war academies. Humans should not be able to fix it. Tom smiled faintly. Maybe I'm just a fast learner. Zara narrowed her eyes. She didn't like the idea of a human repairing her armor. It felt wrong. Her people believed in pride, strength, and skill. They trained from childhood to become warriors. And here was a quiet man from a small mining post, doing in hours what others took years to study. Still, the truth was clear. Her armor was coming back to life. She picked up one of the fixed shoulder plates and turned it in her hands. You used earth metal to replace a broken layer. Tom nodded. It was the best fit. It's not perfect, but it works with your systems. Zara looked at him, almost surprised. Could have damaged it. I didn't, he said simply. Zara didn't reply. She placed the armor piece down and walked away. She didn't want to admit it, but she was impressed. And that bothered her. Later that day, Tom prepared food, nothing special, just nutrient bars and warm water. He handed one to Zara, but she hesitated. I do not eat your food, she said. You'll have to, for now, Tom said. You plan to hunt Martian rocks. She took the bar, studied it like it was a strange weapon, then finally bit into it. She made a face. You humans eat this? Tom laughed. When we have no choice. Zara finished it quickly, hunger winning. Over taste. Then she looked at the small living space around them. Why do you stay here alone? It's a long story. I have time. Tom paused, then shrugged. Earth is too crowded. I wanted peace, a quiet job, so I took this contract. Zara stared. No family? No, he said quietly. Not anymore. Zara said nothing after that. She walked back to the workshop table and looked down at the armor. I had a crew, she said, a full ship. We were chased through a star system. Someone gave away our location. I think it was one. Of us? Tom looked at her. A traitor. Yes, she said. They wanted my mission to fail. What was your mission? Zara didn't answer. Instead, she placed her hand over the cracked core of the armor. This suit holds more than power. It carries something the Varn want. Varn? Tom asked. She nodded slowly. An enemy. Race. Ruthless. Hungry for control. They followed me here, through the black storms. I thought I lost them, but now. Her voice trailed off. Tom sat beside her. So if they come here, they will kill you, she said, eyes hard. And they will take the armor. Tom looked at the suit. It was only half repaired, still sparking in some places. Then we better finish it. That night, Tom and Zara worked together, she explained. Some of the alien symbols, he showed her how he used earth tools to replace parts. Their hands often touched as they passed equipment. At first, Zara pulled back quickly, but later she didn't. Tom noticed how she studied him when she thought he wasn't looking, like she was trying to understand what kind of human would help. "A stranger from the stars? You are different," she said once. Tom raised an eyebrow. "Different how?" "You are not loud, not greedy, not afraid." Tom smiled. "Not all humans are bad, you know." She said nothing, but her eyes softened. For a second. Later, as they tested a small power link, the armor gave off a spark. It startled both of them. Zara quickly jumped in front of Tom, shielding him with her body. Tom looked at her, surprised. "You okay?" She nodded. "It's a defense reflex. My body moved on its own." He smiled. "You protected me." Zara stood still for a moment, then slowly stepped back.
Ow.
"Do not make more of it than it is." "Of course not," he said, still smiling. But inside, he felt something new. A small connection. A thread between two very different lives. Before going to rest, Zara looked out the window at the stars. "They are out there," she said quietly, "still looking for me." Tom came to stand beside her. "How long until they find this place?" "Do not know," she said. "But when they do, this station won't be safe." "We'll be ready," Tom said. Zara turned to him. "You would fight them?" "I don't like bullies," he said. "Even alien ones." Zara studied him again. "You could run, hide. Let them take me." Tom shook his head. "That's not who I am." For a long time, Zara said nothing. Then she walked back to the armor and placed her hand over it again. "If we finish this," she said slowly, "I will owe you." "You don't owe me," Tom said. "But if you really want to repay me, promise not to let them win." Zara looked at him, eyes fierce. "They won't." That night, as the wind howled across the red sands outside, two very different people sat side by side in a small workshop. One was a lonely human engineer. The other, a proud alien warrior. Together, they worked under the light of strange machines, repairing the last hope of survival. The stars outside were quiet, danger was moving, and time was running out. The days passed slowly on Mars, but inside the mining station, everything moved fast. Tom worked day and night, fixing piece after piece of Zara's battle armor. The alien suit was unlike anything made by humans. Every part had a special purpose. Every circuit was smart, able to change based on the warrior's needs. Tom had never seen tech like this, but he wasn't afraid of it. He was curious. Zara watched him carefully as he worked. She still didn't fully trust him, but something inside her had started to shift. She no longer saw Tom as just a human. He was more than that. A builder. A thinker. A man with quiet strength. One night, Tom was deep inside the chest piece of the armor. A small, glowing core buzzed in front of him. "This part is too far gone," he said. "If I can't fix it, your energy shield won't work." Zara stepped forward. "It's called the heart crystal. It stores power, but also memory." "Memory, yes. Battle moves. Defense patterns. Every warrior teaches their armor how they fight. The armor learns." Tom looked amazed. "So it's not just a suit. It's like a partner." "Yes," Zara said. "It is a part of me." Tom stood up and wiped his hands. "I might be able to copy part of the memory into a new core. It won't be perfect, but at least the armor can function again." "You can do that?" she asked, truly surprised. "I can try." Zara looked at him for a long time. "Your mind is different. You think in ways my people do not. Is that a good thing?" "I don't know yet." Tom worked through the next 2 days without much sleep. He used his tools to break down the damaged heart crystal, saving whatever data he could. He built a new core from spare mining tech and alien parts. It was rough, but it glowed with a soft blue light. He placed it inside the chest plate, the armor. Buzzed and lit up. For a moment, the workshop was filled with a hum like a quiet song. Zara stepped closer. Her face was serious. She placed her hand on the chest plate. "It remembers me," she said softly. Tom smiled. "Looks like it's waking up." Zara nodded. "Oh, you did well?" Coming from her, that meant a lot. As the armor came together, Zara began training again. She walked faster, stretched more, and ran short drills in the back chamber of the station. She used a long staff made from broken pipes. Her movements were sharp and fast. Even wounded, she looked powerful. Tom watched her sometimes while he worked. One evening, after she finished a round of training, he handed her a water bottle. "You're healing fast," he said. "My people recover quickly," she replied. "But the armor helps too. It sends signals to the body, speeds up repair." Tom sat on a crate nearby. He said, "Someone in your crew betrayed you?" "Why?" Zara's eyes darkened. "I was carrying something important. A code. A path to a hidden gate, a wormhole. If the Varn find it, they will open a path to my world." "And someone didn't want you to reach home?" "Yes, they thought I would fail. Or maybe they were paid to stop me." Tom nodded slowly. "So that's why they're chasing you. They want the code." "Yes, and it is still inside the armor." Tom looked at the glowing plates on the table. "Then we better finish it. Fast." That night, alarms beeped in the control room. Tom and Zara rushed to the screen. Strange signal blinked on the map, moving fast through Mars' thin air. It wasn't human. It wasn't natural. Zara's face turned cold. "They found me." Tom stared at the signal. "Drones. Scouts," she said. "Varn machines. They search ahead before the main ship arrives." Tom checked the outside cameras. A black object floated across the sky in the distance. It moved without sound. "They're scanning," Zara said. "They will find this station soon." Tom looked at her. "How long until the main ship comes?" "Once the drones confirm my location, the mothership will arrive within 1 or 2 days." Tom took a deep breath. "Then we have 1 day too." "Finish the armor." Zara nodded. 1 day. They worked harder than ever. Zara helped now, guiding Tom on how the armor should be rebuilt. She corrected him gently when he made mistakes. They worked like two hands of the same body, fast, focused, and united. Tom replaced the leg plates and adjusted the joint systems. Zara tested the movement. It was smooth. They repaired the arm cannons, powered by twin cores. They sparked with energy. Zara tested the helmet systems. The vision screen lit up, showing heat maps and scans. The armor was nearly whole. That night, as they rested, Zara looked at Tom and said, "You have done more than I expected, more than most of my own people would do." Tom looked tired, but smiled. "You needed help? You risked your life. You would have done the same." Zara didn't answer, but her eyes said more than words. As the stars rose over the red hills, the Varn drones moved closer. Their dark shapes floated across the sky like birds of death. Tom watched the scanner. "They'll find us soon." Zara stood near the door, holding a repaired arm plate. "If they come, I will fight," she said. "But I will not let them take the code." Tom stood beside her. "Then we'll fight together." Zara looked at him, surprised. "You would stand against the Varn?" "You helped me remember I'm not just a miner. I can do more." Zara placed her hand on his shoulder. "You are more." The station lights flickered for a moment. Outside, the wind picked up. The enemy was coming, but so was something else. A warrior was rising again, stronger than before, and a human had helped her get there. The cold, red dawn broke over the dusty horizon, casting long shadows across the mining station. Tom stood near the observation window, eyes fixed on the sky. Something dark moved quietly above Mars's shape, unlike any bird or cloud. The Varn drones had arrived. Zara stood behind him, silent but ready. Her repaired armor gleamed faintly in the low light. She moved with a calm strength, but inside her heart beat fast. The Varn were close, and their mission was deadly. "They are scanning the area," Zara said softly. Tom nodded. "See the drones? They move slow, but they cover a lot of ground." Zara's sharp eyes studied the blinking signals on the screen. "They will find the station soon. We must hide." Looked around the small room. There was nowhere to run. We can't just hide. We need a plan. Zara's lips tightened. Then we fight. The drones swept over the station like a dark storm. Outside, the red dust rose with every movement. Tom and Zara prepared for the worst. Tom said, "How strong is it now?" Zara lifted the chest plate. "Stronger, but not fully repaired. It will protect me from small weapons, but the drones are different." Tom glanced at his tools. "I can make some changes. Maybe improve the shields with the parts we have." Zara raised an eyebrow. "You think your machines can help against?" "The Varn." Tom smiled. "It's worth trying." Together they worked quickly. Tom connected small energy boosters to the armor's shield system. Zara adjusted the power flow. The armor hummed with new energy. Suddenly, the control room alarms blared. Drones entering atmosphere, the computer warned. Tom and Zara rushed outside to the landing pad. The red sky was filled with black shapes. The Varn drones hovered low, their sharp edges cutting through the thin air. One drone moved closer, scanning the station. Its lights flashed, searching. Tom's heart pounded. Zara stepped forward. "I will lure them away, alone." Tom asked. She shook her head with you. Zara moved toward the drones with slow, steady steps. Her armor glowed softly. The drones turned their sensors toward her. Tom followed, holding a small device that sent out confusing signals. It made the drones hesitate. Zara ran suddenly, faster than Tom expected. Her armor moved smoothly, absorbing light hits from the drones, lasers. Tom stayed behind, using his device to scramble the drone signals. The drones fired again, but their aim faltered. "Tom, behind you!" Zara shouted. A drone shot past Tom, its sharp claws reaching out. Tom ducked just in time. Zara fired a pulse from her arm cannon. The drone exploded in a flash of light. They moved quickly toward the canyon edge, away from the station. The drones were fast but clumsy in the rocky terrain. Zara's armor took hits, but her moves were strong. She jumped, rolled, and fought with skill. Tom ran beside her, using his device to slow the drones. After a tense chase, the drones withdrew, calling for backup. Zara stopped and looked back. "This is only the beginning." Tom nodded, breathless. "We need to be ready." Back at the station, Tom checked the armor for damage. Some circuits were burned, and a leg plate had a crack. "I can fix this," he said. Already gathering tools, Zara sat quietly, rubbing her injured shoulder. "Your help saved my life." Tom looked at her. "We saved each other." She smiled. Faintly. That night, as Mars' 2 moons rose high, Tom and Zara sat by a small fire in the station's courtyard. The stars above seemed close, but the danger was closer. Zara looked at Tom. "Why do you help me?" "I am not your kind." Tom shrugged. "Because it's right. And because I believe humans can do more than just survive." Zara smiled softly. "You are not like others I have met," Tom laughed. "It's a good thing, I hope." Zara's eyes grew serious again. "Varn will not stop. They want the code. The armor holds it inside." Tom's jaw tightened. "We have to keep it safe." "Yes," Zara said. "And if they come, we will fight." Outside, the wind howled through the red canyons. The enemy was near, but so was hope. Tom and Zara had formed a fragile bond. Together, they were stronger, and soon, the stars would watch a battle that would decide more than just one life. The quiet of the Martian night shattered with the sharp buzz of alarms. Tom jumped from his bunk, heart racing. Outside, the red sky was lit by the faint glow of approaching drones. The Varn had sent their scouts early. Zara was already suited up in her armor, now glowing with new power. She stood by the entrance, calm and ready. Tom grabbed his tools and followed her without hesitation. "We can't let them take the station," Zara said, voice steady. Tom nodded. "And we can't let them get the code." The drones moved in tight formations, scanning and firing bursts of energy. Their black bodies reflected the red light, making them look like deadly shadows. Zara moved first. With a powerful leap, she closed the distance. Her armor absorbed the hits from laser beams, and her arm cannon fired back. The drones exploded one by one, but there were too many. Tom stayed behind the protective wall using his signal jammer. The device sent out waves that scrambled the drone's sensors. Some of the drones spun out of control and crashed. "Good work," Zara shouted. But more drones arrived. This time they used sharp claws to try and break through the stations. Defenses. Zara charged forward, her armor moving like a living shield. She knocked drones aside with powerful swings of her arm cannon. Tom ran alongside her, throwing makeshift grenades he had built from station supplies. The battle was fierce at one point. The drone managed to get close to Tom. It reached out with sharp claws, but Tom dove to the side just in time, scrambled back behind a metal crate, breathing hard. Zara saw the danger and rushed to his side. She fired a pulse that exploded the drone into pieces. "Stay close," she shouted. Tom nodded, gripping his tools tightly. "This is more than I expected." Zara smiled fiercely. The Varn are never simple. The fight pushed toward the edge of the station. Dust and debris filled the air. Tom and Zara moved as one team, covering each other's backs. Zara's armor started to falter. One leg plate cracked and sparks flew from her arm. She gritted her teeth but kept fighting. Tom noticed and quickly patched her armor with a small repair tool. The sparks stopped, and the armor hummed back to life. "Thanks," Zara said, her voice low but grateful. "No problem," Tom replied. "We're in this together." The drones began to retreat, sending out a loud signal to call for reinforcements. Zara looked at Tom. "This was just a test. They will come back stronger." Tom nodded, wiping sweat from his brow. "Then we have to be ready." Zara placed a hand on his shoulder. "You fought well today. You have the heart of a warrior." Tom smiled shyly. "I just don't like losing." As the red dawn started to rise, Tom and Zara returned to the station. The armor was damaged but still powerful. Zara removed her helmet and looked at Tom. "You have done more than repair my armor. You have given me hope." Tom felt something warm inside. For the first time in years, he felt like he mattered. "I'm not done yet," he said. "There's more to fix." Zara nodded, "and I will fight by your side." Outside, the Martian winds carried the promise of coming battles. The Varn were close, but Tom and Zara were closer now. Two different worlds, bound by fate and courage. Together, they would face the darkness. The Martian sky burned orange as the Varn mothership arrived. It was massive, darker than space, with glowing red lines across its hull. It floated above the canyon like a giant beast, silent but deadly. Tom stared at it from the roof of the station. His hands were shaking, but his eyes stayed sharp. Zara stood beside him, her full armor repaired and shining. She placed her helmet on slowly, locking it in place with a soft click. "They're here," she said. Tom nodded. "Let's end this." Down below, Varn soldiers began to land. Unlike the small drones, these creatures were living beings, tall, armored in black, with glowing eyes. They carried heavy weapons and marched in perfect lines. Zara jumped from the roof, landing hard on the red sand. Her boots sent up clouds of dust. The armor moved with her like a second skin.
Oh.
Tom followed down the ladder, holding his signal disruptor and a small blaster. "Stay behind cover," Zara said. "Let me draw their fire." Tom didn't argue. He took position near the station wall and powered up the disruptor. The battle began in seconds. Zara ran straight into the fight. Her armor blocked the first few blasts. Her arm cannon fired a charged bolt, knocking down 3 soldiers in one shot. She spun, leapt, and kicked with perfect control. Every move was smooth, every shot precise. The Varn returned fire. Some tried to surround her, but she was too fast. Meanwhile, Tom scrambled between metal crates, using his disruptor to jam enemy signals. Some Varn soldiers hesitated, their weapons glitching. Tom used that moment to shoot simple blasts, but aimed well. He wasn't a soldier, but he was brave. One of the Varn soldiers broke through the line and headed straight for Tom. It raised its blaster, ready to fire. Tom's hand froze. Then, before the shot could be taken, Zara slammed into the soldier from the side, knocking it flat. She fired at close range. The creature fell, unmoving. Zara turned to Tom. "Are you hurt?" Tom shook his head. "I'm okay." "You still standing?" The fight lasted longer than either of them expected, but slowly the Varn started to lose ground. Zara's armor absorbed damage but held strong. Her skills mixed with Tom's quick thinking and tech turned the tide. Together, they were more than two people. They were a team. Finally, the last group of Varn tried to retreat. Zara raised her cannon. Tom placed a hand on her arm. "Let them go." She paused, then lowered her weapon. "They will tell others," she said. "Let them," Tom replied. "Let them know humans don't give up." The field was quiet. Only the sound of wind filled the air. Zara stood in the center of the battlefield, her armor glowing softly. Tom walked up to her, tired but smiling. "We did it," he said. Zara removed her helmet. Her face was calm, but her eyes were full of emotion. "Yes, because of you." Tom looked around. "Will they come back?" Zara shook her head. "Not soon. They lost today badly." Tom smiled. "Good." Later, as the sun set, Zara opened a small hidden panel in her armor. Inside was a round device, glowing blue. "This is the gate key," she said. "It connects to my world." Tom stared. "You mean you can go home now?" "And I want you to come with me." Tom blinked. "What?" "You risked your life for me," she said. "Repaired my armor, helped me fight, and asked for nothing in return. That is rare." "I didn't do it for a reward," Tom said. "I know," she said softly. "That's why you deserve one." Zara placed the key on the ground. A soft humming sound began. A bright circle of light appeared like a window to another world. On the other side, green fields stretched far, with tall silver towers and a sky full of stars. Tom stared at it. "That's your home?" Zara nodded. "And it can be your home too." Tom looked back at his station. The machines, the empty walls, the red dust. Then he looked at her. "I don't belong here anymore," he said. Zara smiled. "Then come with me." They stepped through the gate together. In a flash of light, the red of Mars disappeared, placed by the beauty of a new world. Tom felt the soft ground under his feet. He looked around in wonder. The air was fresh, the colors bright, the buildings smooth and glowing. He had never seen anything like it. Zara stood tall beside him. "Welcome to Terran," she said. Tom laughed. "Not a bad reward." Zara turned to him. "No, the reward is not just this world." He looked at her. She stepped closer. "The real reward. It is the bond we now share. A warrior and a builder. Two worlds, one purpose." Tom nodded, his heart full, and somewhere deep in the galaxy, the stars watched as a simple human who once lived alone on Mars took his first steps into something much greater. Not just a new world, but a new life.